Okay, guys, it is finally time to hit the road for our
Woo!
summer road trip minis. We are so excited for the next couple months. Every Wednesday, we are going to bring you a new domestic location submitted by listeners that it's just a fabulous place for you to go visit because points and miles don't just take us on grand international trips, although they do, and we're going to tell you about those too on our Monday episodes. But we also really want to highlight all the amazing places that we have right here in the United States that you can hop in the car, head to for the weekend, and we have a lot of really fun places on our itinerary. So we are super excited to get into that. But first, we're going to still make sure we hit any big news in the points and miles world. And some things happened this week.
Some things did happen this week. I remember that the very first thing I did when I was scrolling Facebook and someone announced that some of the cards were coming out with an Instacart credit was screenshot it and send it to you because I knew if anybody was excited about this, it was going to be you. Because you were real bummed when that credit disappeared from the Chase Sapphire Preferred. So there have actually been a bunch of cards that have been gifted this credit, but I have not dug into it yet. You really have. You like immediately were on top of it, figuring out how to use it and to stack them on top of one another. So rather than me try to pretend like I know what I'm talking about before I've done it, I'm just going to have you explain it to me like I'm 5 because I think that will be helpful to people because people are confused. We've seen it in our Facebook group and we've seen it other places. People are confused.
Yes. So I was very excited about this. And the reason is I'm busy. I am way, way, way too busy, more busy than a person should be. And so in years past, when the Chase Sapphire Preferred card had an Instacart credit, originally you could get a free Instacart membership, and then you had quarterly credits that only added up to what, like $60 a year, or was it $60 credits? I don't know, but they're gone. And they've been gone for almost a year now. And I was devastated when that went away because I had gotten so used to putting in my Aldi order or my Walmart order. I'm still a budget person, still shopping at Aldi. I'm just doing it through Instacart because I don't have time to get to Aldi. So when those credits went away, I was super sad, and I've been piecing together, finding ways to get deals here or there on grocery delivery, but I didn't have Instacart Plus anymore. And now I do. It's back because Chase, even though they took that away from the Chase Sapphire Preferred, Chase Bank still has a relationship with Instacart, and we have been seeing that because we've been seeing Chase offers for 10% back on Instacart up to, say, $60. So the credit really was still there. The value was still there. It was just in a different way. You had to find it
Mhm.
on Chase offers. But now it is an actual benefit of a lot of the Chase co-branded credit cards. So I'm going to read through the list of the credit cards. If you have any of these cards, this is what you get. You get 3 months of Instacart Plus, which makes you have to pay less fees, less delivery fees. Because if we're doing this, we want it to, we want to minimize the fees and stuff as much as possible. So it
Mhm.
doesn't feel like we're paying much more than if we went in person. So you
Mhm.
get 3 months of Instacart Plus. Plus, you get $10 every month, a $10 statement credit. After you place an order, you'll get $10 back on that order every single month. And if you have more than one of the cards I'm about to read, then you can pay one time with, say, your Chase IHG card. You can pay the next time with your Chase Southwest card. All of the cards that have the credit, just rotate them through and use up your little $10 credits one order at a time. So here's the cards that have this benefit: Chase Aer Lingus, Chase Aeroplan, Chase British Airways cards, Iberia, IHG cards, Marriott cards, Southwest cards, Hyatt cards. All of these are co-branded cards with Chase. Those are a $10 per month credit. Now, if you have the Chase Ink Business Cash or Chase Ink Business Unlimited, you also have the 3 months of Instacart Plus, plus $20 a month credit. I'm still working on getting that one, my card to hook up with that one. But this is exciting because those Chase Ink cards are $0 annual fee cards.
Yep.
$0. And if you
Huge.
actually used Instacart monthly like I do, that's $240 throughout the year that you are now gaining from a no annual fee card.
Yeah, I mean, that's incredible. I have to say, those cards are so under talked about. I think I use them all the time. This is totally a tangent, but one of those cards gets you a great multiplier on gas and a great multiplier on like your phone bill. And then the other one is 1.5 times on everything, which is beats the Sapphire Plus in a lot of different ways. So between my two no annual fee inks and my Chase Sapphire, I feel like I have it covered anytime I want to get Chase points. But that is besides the point. The point is this benefit is going to be great if we can figure out how to make the ink hook up to it. But tell me if I'm wrong. You were able to put in multiple cards and somehow got yourself way more than 3 months free. Like it just kept registering each new card as like an additional 3 months.
Right. So we're going to put the very link that I used in the show notes of this episode so it's easy to find. I was coming off of a free trial of Instacart Plus that I had from my Barclays AA MasterCard.
Mm.
It might have only been, yeah, I think it was a 3-month trial. So I was at the end of that. It said I had 28 days left and then I was going to cancel. I asked my husband, should I just go ahead and pay for Instacart Plus because we're using it? Like maybe I'll just pay the $99 for the year and do it. And we were like, no. There are so many credit cards here and there that can find this benefit. We're not going to pay for it and we're just going to hope that it works out. Well, it
Yes.
has beautifully worked out because we have several of these co-branded cards. So I went to the link that's going to be in the show notes here and I put in first my Chase Hyatt card and it extended instead of saying that my same account had 28 days left of a free trial. It bumped it up. It added 3 months onto it. So then I had 4 months. And then I added in my husband's IHG card to the same account, same Instacart account. Now I had 3 more months. Then I added in a Southwest card. And now I have 10 months on my Instacart account for having Instacart Plus. So they stacked on top of each other, one after another. So now I'm excited because I almost paid $99 to have Instacart Plus this year, and now I don't have to. Now it's a free benefit of these cards. So I'm thrilled with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think and one more tangent, man, my ADHD's on fire today. People sometimes are like, you guys are budget people, but you get grocery delivery. You know that everything's more expensive on Instacart, even for Aldi, right? The way that I look at it is that I am way, way better at sticking to a list and making a plan when I'm ordering. If I walk
Yes,
into a store, chaos. You never know what you're going to walk out with. But
100%. All
my
the Isle
budget.
of Shame. Do you know
Yeah, yeah,
the Isle of
yeah.
Shame?
Oh, I
That's a whole
know.
thing. There's Facebook groups for the Aldi Isle of Shame.
I did not know that, but yes. Yes, like I 100%. And when I do it ahead of time, I am sticking to my budget. I'm sticking to a meal plan for the week. And even if the individual items are slightly more expensive, I always end up spending less, even with a tip. In this case, when you have the Instacart Plus membership, you're not paying the service fee or the delivery fee, or it's like greatly reduced or something like that. So I have been using Walmart Plus for my delivery, but obviously with the credit now, this is going to shift that a little bit for me. So, anyways, anybody who is kind of skeptical about grocery delivery because of the cost, it actually can be a really, really good tool for your budget. That's just my
Yeah,
2 cents.
I used to always do Walmart through Instacart because it said on the Instacart app that they did not change their prices. It said in-store prices for Walmart on Instacart
Mhm.
Plus. So for a long time, I've been doing Walmart through it. I noticed the other day it didn't say that anymore. So I'm a little nervous that Walmart has decided not to no longer have the in-store prices. But regardless, with how busy I am in various seasons of life, I still go to the store, but there are seasons like Maycember that we're in right now
Yes.
where I am too busy to go to the store. So Instacart is my best friend.
Yes.
But we
Okay.
digress. We
We
wanted to
digress.
bring you the news, but now we must move on to our first summer road trip.
Oh my gosh. I am so excited about these, especially because so far, even just our first two lined up here, not places that were on my radar at all.
I love that about it. Our country is so big. There's so many incredible places that we don't know about and that we wouldn't have been able to share with you had listeners not submitted these ideas. So, drum roll, please. Here's where we are going on our first road trip.
I'm not actually going to drum roll. Yeah, there you go. I was like, I'm going to destroy the sound if I start banging on stuff. We are
It's true.
going up the coast of New England to Newport, Rhode Island. And this trip idea has been submitted to us by Hannah. So thank you, Hannah. We are really, really excited about this. So I guess, first of all, we should talk through why Newport. What does Hannah think?
Hannah says this place is completely magical and nostalgic over 4th of July. So her ideal time to go to Newport is 4th of July. She said there's perfect weather. Hannah is from South Carolina. So East Coast summer, she says, is dreamy. I can vouch for that. Full bloom hydrangeas up in Newport that time of year. Totally Americana, over the top for 4th of July. She says it is breathtaking and wonderful. She says, and I really love this comparison because it makes a lot of sense to me. She says it felt like as if the state of Maine and Charleston, South Carolina had a baby.
Oh,
so
oh
pretty
my
and charming.
gosh.
Isn't
I
that a great
mean,
description?
I'm sold. Take me now.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, Joe, so where are we going to stay in Newport?
Okay, so when we're in Newport, Rhode Island, we're going to stay at the Pell, which is a JDV property by Hyatt. This is a great way to check off a Hyatt bingo because I feel like I don't run into JDVs a lot as the kind of the option for wherever I'm going. So this would be a brand explorer opportunity for me. This is a category 4. So it's 12K, 15K, or 18K a night, depending on the time of year you're going. It is a boutique hotel and is 15K most of the summer, 18K on Saturday nights, which is really important to note, guys. I think I've seen so many people who are like, oh, this hotel I want to go to is 15K during this time. And then they put in a 4-day chunk and they're like, this is not the amount of points I calculated. That's because a lot of times weekends go up in price. So you have to look at every day individually to actually know what you're paying. And if you do it on your computer, much easier to see that than the app. Just side tangent again. Wow, that is three tangents in one mini episode. We're out of control. I've had a lot of liquid IV plus caffeine today, just FYI. Okay,
I
so
put you onto that. I'm a bad
you did.
influence.
Yeah, you did. This is your fault. I stopped drinking coffee and started drinking that. It can't be any better. Ugh. Okay, so when are we visiting? I mean, she kind of already said.
So 4th of July is ideal to visit Newport. However, it's already booked for this summer. But if somebody does want to take this trip this summer, I looked on rooms.arrow. They have tons of other summer availability. So there's plenty of options for you, just not 4th of July this year. You may need to book that a little further in advance since it's probably the most popular time to be there. And then things to do. There are so many things to do. Hannah submitted some really cool options. And then I started Googling and digging into Newport because it just seems so magical. I've loved New England. I lived in Boston for a while, but I never actually went to Rhode Island or spent any time there. So I really enjoyed digging into this. And one of the most popular things to do, and Hannah said it is a must, is to tour the breakers. And Joe, I know without a doubt that you would love this. You would
Yep, yep, yep,
absolutely
yep,
love this.
yep.
So it's a National Historic Landmark. It's a mansion built in back it up, 1895 by the Vanderbilt family. And that's the same one, guys, if you're familiar with the Biltmore House in Asheville. So the Vanderbilt family built this back in the Gilded Age, and it's the grandest of Newport's summer cottages, they call them. It is not a cottage.
Mhm.
It is a mansion. And so there's all these mansions, not just the breakers. There's all these mansions in Newport that you can tour. And we're going to put a link in the show notes to newportmansions.org. That's where you can see all the information about these mansions because they're insane.
This is right at my alley. First of all, if you've never seen the show, The Gilded Age, 10 out of 10. It's excellent. This I don't even need to do anything else. I could do a whole weekend trip just touring mansions and I'm good.
I see that for you.
Yeah, 100%. And if somebody can get me a period appropriate costume that I can wear while doing it, I will. no shame whatsoever.
I want
So
to see this happen.
yeah, I
I
kind of
want
do
to
too.
see these pictures.
Yeah, just got to start figuring out where to get those kind of costume options for a reasonable amount of money. But, that's a tomorrow problem. Okay, next on the list, we've got the Newport Cliff Walk.
Oh, yeah. All along the ocean. Scenic, beautiful. You can see some of the mansions.
Oh, yeah. Yes, that is amazing. Mansions and ocean at the same time. Apparently, you can also hop in a car and cruise down Ocean Drive, which, if you are a millennial like me, might start a little song in your head called Ocean Avenue, which I realize I think is about a street in California, but Ocean Drive is close enough for me. There's a place off Ocean Avenue. Yellow Card, anyone? Anybody? I don't know. Not you? You weren't a Yellow Card fan?
I mean, I feel like I've heard of that, but not in my wheelhouse. Not
Oh,
on my karaoke playlist.
wow. All right. Well, my heart is broken, but
Ocean
that's fine.
Avenue. Is that it?
Nope.
Nope,
Nope.
not even close.
Nope. All right. Moving on. And you can also do some shopping at the local boutiques or take a trolley tour, and you could go sailing. What
So
feels
much to do.
I don't think anything sounds more quintessential than like going sailing in Newport, Rhode Island. That just feels
100%.
like Gilded Age activities.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's not far, guys, from Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket. You can take a ferry. So the Rhode Island Fast Ferry can take you over to Martha's Vineyard on a 2-hour boat ride. And then you can also drive about 30 minutes and hop on the Nantucket ferry. And that takes you, it's a couple hours on the ferry and hop over there too. So I have links to both of these websites with more information about the ferries. We're going to put those in the show notes from today. So if you want to make this little Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard, New England, magical Gilded Age trip happen, it's going to be very easy for you because we have it all in one place.
Mm-hmm. And if you manage to book this for this summer, and remember, you don't have to stay at this hotel. So maybe you could find another place and go over the 4th of July, because apparently the 4th of July parade in Bristol, Rhode Island is not to be missed. This year is their 240th parade. It is America's oldest continuous 4th of July celebration. That is wild to me. 240 parades. That is so crazy. They apparently actually have celebrations that start on June 14th and run all the way through the 4th of July. So if it's actually booked over the 4th, maybe you can still get that 4th of July spirit going a little bit early.
For sure. I love it. Carry it on through.
I agree. And before we wrap up, where should one eat on this trip?
Okay, thanks a lot, Hannah, for this one. Hannah's road trip included a stop at Wally's Wieners, guys. We're having hot dogs at Wally's Wieners when we go to the fancy Gilded Age mansions. We're going to go from our luxury cottages to Wally's Wieners for lunch. So, Hannah,
Yeah.
you sound like a lot of fun. I like you, Hannah.
Yep.
Let's do this trip with her.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. It was the accent that you said Wally's Wieners, and that really got me there. I'm okay. Too much caffeine, guys. All right. Well, this has been a really exciting way to start off week 1 of our summer mini road trips and domestic destinations. So we really hope that you liked this. If this is a fun series for you, keep the ideas coming, because this doesn't just have to be a summer series. This could be ongoing, or it could come seasonally. Who knows? But it's not too late to submit ideas to us. So you know where to find us. Links in the show notes for all the places, the Instagrams, the Facebook groups. We hope to see you over there.
All right, guys, we hope to see you next Monday.
Bye, guys.
If you enjoyed this show today, please consider writing us a review or clicking 5 stars wherever you listen to your podcasts. And please subscribe and follow along so that you never miss an episode.
You can follow the podcast on Instagram or YouTube at Wonderland on Points Podcast. You can find me on Instagram at Family Travel for the Win with the number 4.
And you can find me on Instagram at Points2Wonderland.
If you're thinking about getting a new travel rewards credit card, consider using the links in our show notes. Using our links helps to support us and keep our podcast going, so we can provide you with all the latest tips and tricks when it comes to traveling on points.
And if you aren't sure which card is right for you, shoot us an email at wonderlandonpoints@gmail.com. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you here next time.